I'll show some of my art. I paint on this stuff. It's called Lexan. It's like plexiglass, but it's hard to break. It's basically unbreakable. It's almost like rubber. Plexiglass you can break pretty easy, but this stuff Lexan, it's a different uh, composition, and I use it for a medium to do art on. And what I like about it is that it's clear. It's like having it's like a window. Basically, when you get this piece of plastic, it's see-through. It's like a window. You could use it for replacing a window or whatever. I use it to paint on, and I do my art on the back side of it. It comes with two protective layers of plastic that you peel off. See, like, I leave it on the front just, until it's either purchased or hung up on the wall where it's going to stay. Then you can take this off and it's all shiny and nice. But it comes with a layer of this stuff on the back side of it too. So it's it's got two pieces of plastic protecting it on both sides, and it's clear when I first get it. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll take a razor blade on one side of it, and I'll cut out shapes, and then I'll paint within that area, and then I can it's like reverse from having to tape it off. Like if you're using spray paint like I do, like this is all spray paint. What I do is I'll paint on the back side of the art, and then you view the art from the front. So you're painting in reverse. Basically, whatever you paint first is what you're going to see. Like there's no painting over it. What you paint first is what's going to show, and then you paint after that. You don't have to tape over the stuff that you've already painted and cover it, so you don't, because it's not going to get covered up. I mean, it's not going to get painted over. I don't know if you're following me here. It's basically like reverse painting. I'm Dr. Bass backwards. What do you expect? I paint backwards too. So I do backwards art. I paint on this side, and then you view it on this side. Okay, did I explain myself well? I hope so. I hope I said it. Okay, so I got a lot of it here. I've got like countless pieces of art that I've done this way. Here's a piece that's got the plastic already taken off, the protective plastic. So you can see how it's really shiny. When you take off that shit. It's super shiny. It's all like glistening. Yeah. I'll show a few pieces of art here since you all seem so interested. Just kidding. There's nobody watching. But this here is like still has the plastic on it, so it's kind of dull. I kind of like the the dullness of it, but like see if I wanted it to be all shiny like the other one, I just peel it up. It's all shiny. But I like to leave the plastic on until it's like found its final resting spot. Sometimes I'll take it off though, just because I like to take it off. It's satisfying. Here's another one with the plastic still on it. I like this one. It's got some dimension to it. You know what I'm saying? Like to do this shading, I'll just get a darker color, and I'll paint, so it's like it looks like it's a shadow, three-dimensional type shit. It's like, is that good art lingo? Am I using the right terminology? Here's another one that's kind of like that. I like this one too. I think it's pretty fucking cool, man. I got to get it out there in the world so people can see it and buy it and give me lots of money. I like this one too. I actually painted on the front and the back of this one, so it's got the best of both worlds. It's got some forward painting and some backwards painting. See, it's got the shiny middle, and then it's like the dull sides. It's kind of like shiny and dull. I like this one a lot. I think it's cool. I think this one's going to cost a lot of money if someone wants to buy it. See, the thing is, I don't make copies of these. They're the originals. It's like the only copy of it. I could make prints, I guess, and sell them for dirt cheap. This one, I took the plastic off. It's all scratched up and shit, but I like this one. It's neat. It's like a snowflake or some shit. And here's another one. I took the plastic off of, or it's kind of beat up, but I like this one too. You can't see because it's so shiny. Here, stand back here. There we go. See, it's pretty busy. I like that though. I like busy. I like not busy. I like busy and not busy. This one's pretty busy. I like this one. It kind of looks like a jungle scene, like a toucan's buried in there somewhere. My art. It's my art. I think my favorite one is this. I like this one a lot. I think that one's fucking dope. It's just so cool. There's my guitar that I'm working on. It's pretty worked. Like this one, this guitar this paint job I'm doing on this guitar, it's like basically it's not really what I'm doing is what I did was I painted all kinds of shit on this guitar. I painted one thing, I painted a checkerboard, I painted a fucking this and that, a spiral, I fucking painted everything. Couldn't decide on what to fucking do, you know. I just kept painting over what I did and did another thing, and then I was like, I don't like that, and I painted over it again. And finally I was like, fuck it. I just started scraping all the paint off, and it started looking like this, and I started going, hey, I kind of like this. So what I'm doing is I'm like excavating all my paint jobs that I've done on this thing, so you can see all the layers, and it's like you get like a cross section of all the different shit that I've done. And when you look up really close, it looks less like a pile of bird shit and more like really intricate fucking cool neatness. Sorry, my vocabulary is so limited right now. I get camera shy. I'm not even on camera. See, some of this shit's pretty whack. I'm not done yet, though. Mind you, this is gonna look a lot cooler when I'm done. When you see me playing this guitar, you're gonna be like, oh, I want one of those. I want what Dr. Bass has. I want his art. Art? See, I painted this one just a nice plain green because I love green. I like things that are green. I go green. I grow green. I smoke green. I spend green. I'm a greenhorn. All right, enough of my dumb art. Now I'm going to play some of my dumb music. I'm a reverse psychologist, mind you. If I say something's dumb, I mean that it's smart. Play some of my dumb music. Popsicle. Forgot about my popsicle. Oh, that's good. I like when it has the inner thing. I can't think of words. That's pretty fucking good. On a hot day, nothing like a popsicle within a popsicle. And this popsicle has a joke on it. Where does a polar bear keep his money? Where does a polar bear keep his money? You have to finish a popsicle to get that answer. In a piggy bank? No. Where does a polar bear keep his money? On ice? Oh, brother. Where does a polar bear keep his money? You're going to kick yourself for not knowing this one. In the snowbank. How dumb. I can think of better jokes. I'm going to think of a joke. I'll think of a joke. What did one frog say to the other frog? Time's fun when you're having flies. That was good. Where does a polar bear keep his money? A snowbank. Oh my god, it's cold. Ah. So what the fuck do you want me to talk about, man? People keep dropping in. They're like, "Oh, it's just Dr. Baz doing a bunch of dumb shit." Never mind. I'll go watch something else. I'll go watch Flatzoid or Jeranism. Talking about flat Earth all day long. You know, you can talk about it until your face turns blue. But is it really necessary? I mean, is it not obvious that the Earth is flat and stationary? I mean, you got all this shit on TV, astronauts and fucking NASA and all this shit. Like that's on TV. When you go out in the real world and you're like just living life on Earth, it might as well just be a stationary plane. I mean, what's why wouldn't it be? If that's what it is. I mean, you see how it's kind of a silly argument? It's like if it weren't for like fucking people filling your head full of nonsense and watching TV and all this shit, all this science. It's not even science. It's like science is the stuff that you can test and like experiment and like control variables and like isolate variables and manipulate variables and come to a conclusion where it's like, okay, based on our scientific studies, we've come to the conclusion that the Earth is the opposite of what it tests and appears to be. No, the thing is, Earth is this place that we live. That's about it. Oh, and what is it doing? Well, it's just sitting here, fucking. I mean, you can go anywhere you want on Earth. It's gonna be sitting there. There is some motion going on. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the tides and the wind, the sun and the moon, the stars spinning around. Yeah, there's some motion going on. True, but we have no reason to believe that it's us here on the ground that's the thing that's moving. I mean, because that's a lot of stuff to be moving. Like the whole entire Earth is really big. It's a big place. For all of that shit to be moving, I mean, there's some pretty crazy stuff you're gonna have to like invoke for that to be working. Like, I mean, for it to have no wear and tear, all that motion that's been taking place forever, as long as we can as long as we can think, all that motion that should be taking place, there's no wear and tear, no turbulence. I mean, that's strange. You're gonna have to like come up with some magical like concepts to make that work. It's not really possible to make it work unless you come up with some magical concepts of like, okay, it's moving in a linear curved path through a vacuum, an almost perfect vacuum, but it's not quite perfect. There's stuff in it, and it's flying around a big ball of fire that's just burning indefinitely. While that thing is also flying, the ball of fire is flying, and we're chasing after it and orbiting around it. I mean, really? I mean, for real? Like, people just believe that because there's some math that shows that? I mean, like, do you see that with your own eyes? No. Okay. Well then, what makes it true? Like, if you can't witness it, then is there a way of proving it? Well, not really. That's what we've come to realize as flat earthers, quote unquote. I mean, it's not even really that we're flat earthers. None of us know. Like, none of us have left the earth and taken a look at it in one glance, seen the whole thing, and been like, oh, there it is. That's what it is. None of us have done that. So we're not we're not trying to be the ones making a claim. We don't really need a title like flat earthers. We're just people that have realized that the fucking you know the accepted cosmology or whatever you want to call it, the scientific consensus has been reached, and it's like apparently Earth is what it doesn't appear to be, which would be a stationary, motionless plane with a sky that rotates over us. That's not what's going on apparently. It's something else entirely different that you can't really prove. So since it can't be proven, then we're not gonna like. Some of us just don't feel like that's necessary to accept that as being true. If it can't be proven, like you think you can prove it with like certain things, or this couldn't happen on a flat Earth. Well, how so? I mean, like the Earth looks pretty flat and stationary to me, so it's like whatever's happening here can obviously happen. I mean, there's certain things that shouldn't be happening on their model, like the fucking Solenoid eclipse. They call it the impossible eclipse. It's not impossible. It happens. I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm talking to nobody. I used to get people that watch my show. I used to have like a few hundred views. Now I get like 0. I must be really like boring or something. I don't care. Fuck it. I can't like be any more exciting than this. You know, this is me at my most exciting point. Pretty impressive.